हेलो अस्सलाम वालेकुम गाइस, क्या हाल है भाई। वेलकम हो गया आप एक नेक्स्ट पार्ट में हॉगवर्ट्स लेगेसी। ये भाई पिछली में ये हुआ था, जिन्होंने भाई नहीं देखी वो जाके वीडियो अपलोडेड है भाई, वो चेक करें, सही है। और रिस्पांस भी काफ़ी अच्छा आ रहा है। तो जिसने पिछली वीडियो नहीं देखी उसके अंदर हमारे पास ये था कि भाई हम कोई पॉट की के भाई कोई बैंकर था उसके अंदर गए थे। उसके बाद भाई प्रोफेसर जो है हमें यहाँ पे लेके आए थे, सही है। प्रोफेसर फेक जो था वो हमें यहाँ पे लेके आया था। तो यहाँ पे हमें एक मतलब कि एक कह लो स्कूल है, रिचुअल स्कूल है, मतलब यहाँ पे मैजिक सिखाया जाता है। पिछले यहाँ पे हमें बुला रही थी, पता नहीं कौन सा प्रोफेसर था भाई, ज़रा बुला रहा था, पिक करें ज़रा प्रोफेसर। यार ये हैवी सीन है भाई, ये पता नहीं
Good
क्या।
morning. I trust you're ready for your first day at Hogwarts?
I've been dreaming of this day for a long time. Can't believe I'm here.
Well, you are here. Make the most of it. You only have one first day at Hogwarts. Now, in light of your unique situation, joining us as a fifth year, you'll need to catch up with your classmates and not fall behind. Especially as you'll be expected to complete your OWLs at the end of the year.
OWLs? Owls?
Yes, your ordinary wizarding level exams. They will determine what type of career you can have when you leave here. After much discussion with the headmaster and the Department of Magical Education at the Ministry, we've devised something extraordinary to ensure your success. Here you are.
What is it?
It is a wizard's field guide. It will help you to keep track of what you are learning so that you master all that's expected of a fifth year. You would be wise to take full advantage of this exceptionally valuable resource.
Thank you, Professor, but what do you mean it will keep track of what I'm learning?
Perhaps seeing it in action will answer any questions you may have. Walk with me and we shall put it to the test. This way.
मुझे लगता है ट्रैक करेगी जो मैं
The guide will give you opportunities to practice your magic and educate yourself about wizarding lore.
आंटी मोहतरमा।
You've been practicing.
Revelio!
I certainly would have appreciated something like the field guide when I was young. Using the
Revelio.
guide will also train you to be alert to your
आदत पड़ चुकी है, आर से वैल्यू है ना,
Do keep up.
आदत पड़ चुकी है वही वो रिलोड करने की।
Ah, the guide appears to have some information for you. Simply cast Revelio on it, and we'll see what the guide says.
As an example of what happens when सही समझ कुछ नहीं है लेकिन बस सही है। स्केप अच्छा, ये हमारे चैलेंज यही है। अभी गायब हो गई थी, अभी वो हाथ में आ गई।
Clever, isn't it? Keep your eyes open for more opportunities like that, inside and outside of the castle.
दिल्ली
No time to waste. You've classes to attend.
अरे वेस्ट ऑफ टाइम है ये। मैं जो जिस तरह की आवाज़ कर रही है ऐसा लग रहा है जैसे शेर की आवाज़ है। गर 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 गर। प्रोफेसर खुद टाइम वेस्ट करिए भाई, चम्मक चलो बन के चल रही है।
Ah, good timing. Perfect opportunity to show you how to use flue flames to get around a bit quicker. Your field guide contains a map of the castle. Open it up and find Central Hall.
मैप ओपन किया। क्या करूं? तो ट्रैवल मार दिया था मैंने।
Lead directly to Central Hall. You can get almost anywhere in the castle quickly from Central Hall.
अच्छा, उससे टेलीपोर्ट कर
Always
सकते
something
हैं।
happening here. It's the heart of the hive. Our King's Cross station, so to speak.
If I'm honest, I wish I had something to boast about.
That should be all for now. You'll be expected to attend both Charms and Defense Against the Dark Arts classes today. And I'd like to be sure you get to Hogsmeade as soon as possible to replace the supplies you lost on the way here.
Thank you, Professor Weasley.
A lot to absorb on your first day, and you have much to learn. Happily, your professors have agreed to create additional assignments for you outside of class. You'll be up to speed in no time. Judging by your adept use of Revelio earlier, I'd say Professor Fig succeeded in at least showing you the basics.
He did, Professor.
He's been terribly vague as to the events preceding your arrival, specifically about what happened after that awful dragon attack. My suspicion is that there's more to the story than a search for belongings and an extended trip up to the castle.
Here is my suspicious story then.
I'm sorry, Professor, but I'm afraid that's all there is to it.
Almost precisely what Professor Fig said. Speak of the devil, Professor Fig. Your ears must have been burning.
Oh?
Yes. You seem to have provided our new fifth year with a solid foundation in the basics of spellcasting.
Ah, I'm afraid I can't take all the credit there, Professor. They've a rare aptitude for magic, it seems.
Well, I'm just glad you both arrived in one piece. Perfectly good boats and carriages to Hogwarts, and you chose to fly in the path of a dragon.
I wouldn't say I chose the dragon's path, Professor. Rather unfortunately, it would seem that it chose us.
Very well. Enough chit-chat. I need to get to class myself. Might I rely on you, Professor Fig, to explain the details of the field guide's map?
Of course.
Thank you. Good luck today. And remember to use your field guide. It will be invaluable to you. And invaluable to me, as I'll be using it to keep up to date on your progress.
Yes, Professor.
Come and find me in my classroom after you've attended both classes today, and I'll explain more about those assignments I mentioned. And we'll see if we can't get you to Hogsmeade for those supplies.
I think I'd have made an excellent seeker. I have a sharp eye.
It's good to see you, Professor.
And you. I was hoping our paths would cross today, before you immersed yourself in studies. Did I hear you masterfully evade Professor Weasley's interrogation regarding our late arrival?
I didn't like to lie to her.
I did my best, but I'm fairly certain she suspects that we're not being entirely forthcoming.
Yes, well, Professor Weasley is a brilliant and astute witch. It was right to keep the details to yourself for now. We don't know where this path we've embarked upon will lead. It may require a bit more flexibility with your time than she would approve of. And she may feel obliged to share details with the headmaster that would be better left between us.
Understood, Professor.
Good. Now, as capable as you are, I believe the ability you possess obliges you to be well-trained. Happily, you have the benefit of an exceptionally skilled team of witches and wizards to guide you. Speaking of guides, and so that I may avoid another not-so-subtle reproof from Professor Weasley, why don't I show you the clever enchantment we included in the field guide's map? Unfold it and have a look.
Open the question. Sure. शाम क्लासेस हैं, ये क्या है? इस पे जरा चलता है.
The map is enchanted to help you find your way.
This will be incredibly helpful. Thank you.
Now, sounds like you've quite a... You'll enjoy Mr. Ollivander. He's an exceptional craftsman and a good friend. I shall reach out when I have more information about our mysterious locket. For now, focus on your classes and pay attention. More than your owls may hinge on the magic you are able to master within these walls.
Stupefy! Is that all you've got? Bombard! Levioso!
Professor Hecat!
Perhaps you'd be good enough to blast each other to pieces in your own time. I get new students every year, but I only have one Hebridean black skull. It was a token from the Great Poacher Raid of 1878. No doubt you've heard of it. Now, you may be asking yourself how an old woman like me single-handedly took out the largest poacher ring in eastern Wales and lived to boast about it. Knowledge. To the wise, age matters very little. Today we will review a spell that has saved me from death at the hands of dark wizards more times than I care to remember. Levioso.
Levioso? A levitation charm?
Levioso! A surprised opponent is a weak opponent. Care to defend yourself, Master Pruitt? No? One thing I've learned as an unspeakable is the value of simplicity, especially in the heat of battle. Now, let's practice what we've just learned, starting with something small.
फिर से वही करना. बचत हो गई भाई.
Levioso.
Now, let's try something a little larger. Let us begin with the basic cast. See how the dummy deflected your cast? This time, cast Levioso first, then the basic cast. Remember, a surprised opponent.
Levioso.
Good. Now, the basic cast. Well done. Very good. But the best way to practice is by dueling. We'll start with you two. Duelists, take your marks.
Time for a proper Hogwarts welcome.
Now, I want a fair duel, using only Levioso, basic cast, and Protego. You may begin.
Protego.
This should be easy. Protego.
Levioso.
Lucky.
Nothing lucky about it.
Levioso!
Protego. Stupid one.
This can't be your first duel.
Levioso. Let's just say I'm a quick learner.
अच्छा reload होना चाहिए.
If only all of my students were this adept. I do enjoy a lively duel.
Protego.
Levioso!
Use the basic cast when your opponent is down.
Stupid one. Levioso.
Watch your opponent for signs to attack or defend yourself. Try to anticipate your opponent's next move.
Levioso.
Duel against
Protego. Stupid one. Levioso. 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 Protego. You're good.
Now perspective. Thank you.
Stupid one. Levioso.
गिर गया.
Not bad for a beginner. You give as good as you get.
I put you on the spot, and you rose to the challenge. Points to Gryffindor.
Thank you, Professor Hecat. Glad to have the opportunity to practice.
If what I've seen today is any indication, we can expect great things from you. I demand excellence from my students. They are capable of achieving it, and they must achieve it. A classroom duel is one thing, but battling dark wizards, or as ever more likely, goblins, is a different kettle of Grindylows entirely.
Understood, Professor.
So, I'd advise you to keep practicing whenever you can. Perhaps Mr. Sallow will have some ideas for you. Again, well done today. I shall reach out soon with additional assignments. All right. That's enough spectacle for one day. Class is dismissed.
I'd hate to face Professor Hecat in a duel.
Nice work.
I enjoyed that.
Well, that duel was quite something. Everyone will be talking about it.
It was certainly good practice.
Practice. It felt more like I was dueling an expert. Sebastian Sallow, by the way. Didn't expect a new student to be so deft with a wand. Then again, perhaps this wasn't your first duel.
I was never used my
I've dueled enough. Consider yourself lucky I held back.
Huh, fair enough. You owe me an honest duel when you aren't. You know, you might be a perfect fit for a certain exclusive, unsanctioned dueling organization.
Exclusive and unsanctioned. Count me in.
Excellent. Knew I was right about you. If you want to get the most out of your time at Hogwarts, you're going to need to break the rules now and then. Whether it's joining a secret dueling club, or sneaking into the restricted section of the library, you just have to be clever enough not to get caught.
Thank you, Sebastian. I'll keep that in mind.
Good. Pleasure chatting with you. I'm sure I'll see you soon. Perhaps somewhere unsanctioned? We'll see if your performance today was sheer luck, or actual skill. Look for Luke and Brattleby near the clock tower entrance. If you're interested. Till next time. Levioso.
आगे फेंकू मत दिए आम का पिल्ला पता नहीं मुझे कहाँ गाइड करके लेके जा रहा
Protego!
It was a long time ago. You've made a point.
Professor Ronan tends to go on a bit. We sometimes have to remind him to finish the lesson.
Some of us don't necessarily want him to get back to the lesson.
I still...
Here.
स्किप करते हैं यार अंग्रेजी हमें ऐसी समझ नहीं आती कुछ है
Accio!
That is not bad.
You are a swift learner. I see a lot of potential, but remember, potential is nothing without practice. Keep at it. You might just rival Miss Onai here. Very good, everyone. That's enough of that. Well, as you all seem to have the basics down, and it is an exceptionally lovely day, I was thinking that we might have ourselves a little excursion outside for a spot of fresh air. After me! I've always found that fun goes hand in hand with mastery, as I'm sure the Quidditch players amongst us would agree, hmm? So, what better than a bit of sport?
इंग्लिश
Put
बोला
our
तो समझ में
prowess
नहीं
with
आ
the
रही
summoning charm to the
बस
test, right? So why don't we have our newest student start us off? Hmm? Eh?
मजा ही आ गया
Very simply, cast Accio on one of the spheres and relinquish your charm at the last possible moment. Accio! Now, think of this like... Splendid!
सही समझ गया मैं
Excellent control there.
अच्छा अच्छा ये पॉइंट का डार्ट है डार्ट
That's it.
ओए बात
Stay focused.
ले गया मैं
Very good. Points to Gryffindor. But there's certainly no sport in playing without some friendly competition. Miss Onai, would you care to give our new student a bit of a challenge? Come on up. You'll be the blues, just as before, and Miss Onai, you are playing red. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Let us see this. That is how it's done.
ओ चैलेंज देती है बड़ी
Accio!
Not to worry.
Watch this. There we go.
आटो तरफ
Very good.
हाँ देख सही है
Phew.
Accio!
मैं समझ गया येलो पे आए तो छोड़ दूँ फिर इधर ब्लू पे आकर रुक जाता ऐसे बैग नीचे गिरा ना टेंशन नहीं तेरी बचा के
Let us make this a bit more interesting, shall we?
बैठ के हो सकते
I think we are well past interesting at this point.
I'll say.
Enough chatter. Focus now. You will need it. This round settles it all.
Let us see this. That is how it's done.
ये सब गोला नीचे गिरा दूंगा मैं
Accio!
Splendid!
50 ay.
Here we go. There we go. Quite impressive. Be sharp.
That makes very sexy. Shooting यार शोरिया.
Accio!
याले 350 मारी 350.
Perfect score. Remarkable.
मैं कहता हैवी हो गया जी ये जब मैं बन मारूं
Very good, both of you. Well done.
खत्म चाचा
Good game back there. I must admit, I think I underestimated you. Took me weeks to become proficient with 𝐼𝐍𝐄. Took weeks for me to get anything right when I transferred.
That's good to hear.
I transferred here from my mother. Before I knew it.
I am mother and a sister and go.
Well, it's been nice talking.
I think Professor...
Nice to meet you.
Of course, you can use 𝐼𝐍𝐄 on humans.
A word, if you would.
You're so inclined.
You wanted to speak with me, Professor?
I did. I trust your first charms lesson lived up to expectation?
Well, an outdoor competition wasn't exactly the lesson I was expecting, sir.
What charm is there in the expected? You did well, managing to best as gifted a student as Miss Onai.
Thank you, Professor. I enjoyed the match.
Miss Onai is always a fierce competitor, though I sense that she is a bit distracted of late. Now, Professor Weasley has asked that your professors give you instruction outside of the ordinary curriculum. Expect to hear from me soon regarding a special assignment that I am preparing for you.
क्या है कुछ कंप्लीट 4 क्लासेस हो गया सही है 2 हो गया ठीक है यहाँ पे क्या है एक तो खोती का स्लो भागना
Hello there.
You're the new student, aren't you?
Hello, you wanted to speak to me?
Samantha Dale. I've been eager to meet you. You're the student everyone's been whispering about. Hope your first day's going well. You certainly seem to hold your own in charms.
I've been fortunate. Beginners...
My brother will... Well, better see...
Your brother will catch me?
Whoever decided to make Professor Black headmaster of Hogwarts?
I've always
And
said
then the
that
werewolves
travel
joined the
broadens the
Goblins.
mind.
Werewolves, where were you? Rebellion of 1752.
And by
Fast
the end
travel
of it,
किसी ने कर
the
देते
Minister for Magic was Albert Booth.
इसी से ना कहो था ना
Oh, what?
चल करो भाई हाँ सभी नीचे जाएंगे यार एक तो भाई बाहर से दिखने में इतना छोटा है ना जितना कैसल है उतना ही बड़ा है फास्ट ट्रैवल का भी अभी हमें समझ नहीं आया अभी आ गया
Not one of them deserves more than a tea.
especially after classes get started.
What about the room, Professor?
I was thinking the same thing, Deke. Perhaps you could help.
Oh, excuse, Deke.
Ah, there you are. I trust your first classes went well?
They did, Professor.
I heard as much from Professors Hecat and Ronan. Seems Professor Fig taught you quite a bit before you arrived. I'd wager there's a good deal more to your travels here than what you've told me. Isn't there?
More to your travels here than the what you have told me, isn't there? Hasn't Professor Fig said anything? यार ये इसमें शक हो रहा है ये विच नाउ ये भाई ये मुझसे पूछ रही है बार बार भाई वही कि भाई इससे पहले कोई चीज थी इससे पहले कोई चीज थी
Nothing more, Professor.
I see. Like trying to get a sonnet from a streeler. Regardless, you must continue to build upon what you've learned. In that regard, I've asked your professors to help hasten your progress with some extra assignments.
Professor Ronan did mention something about that.
In fact, Professor Ronan will meet you outside momentarily to assign your first one. Now, regarding the trip to Hogsmeade I mentioned earlier, we've arranged to replace the supplies lost on your way here, including seeds, potion recipes, and spellcrafts.
Thank you, Professor.
And Mr. Ollivander will connect you with the perfect wand. You've managed your classes well with a borrowed wand, but you'll find...
I'm ready to
I'm eager to get to Hogsmeade.
Very well. I'd like you to make your first visit to the village with a classmate. Help you get your bearings. Perhaps Sebastian Sallow or Natsai Onai. I've noticed you spending time with them.
I'd like to go with Natty.
Excellent choice. Miss Owen, she'll keep you...
Rookwood?
Once you've finished... No time to wait.
What are you up to now?
ठीक है शाम को पिला खुद ही छोटा ही जा रहा खुद ही बड़ा ही जा रहा
I can't wait till all my sisters are at Hogwarts with me.
Ah, there you are.
Almost fainted trying to harvest.
You have a new spell to teach me, Professor.
Indeed I do, and an exceedingly useful one at that. The mending charm, Reparo. Fixes things right up, makes a broken object good as new in the blink of an eye.
It seems as if that might come in handy.
More frequently than one would imagine. As Professor Weasley mentioned, I am not the only one who will be teaching you spells outside of class in an effort to catch you. I have arranged...
I'll start on the task. This is the right area. I wonder where the flying page is. Accio! Got it.
पकड़ने के लिए सर
The flying page must be around here somewhere.
Hogwarts survives the reign of this headmaster.
Brilliant.
तेरा सर पे उछलूंगा
I trust the preliminary task.
I completed the assignments, Professor.
Marvelous. You clearly know your way around. Let us give the... Remember to...
Yes, sir.
Remember, your wand is a conduit of your magic.
पे F दबाना था भाई वो सही हो जाएगा
That's it. Very good. If you would like to practice mending something, have a go with that broken statue in the alcove by the water. It allegedly symbolized heartbreak. Perhaps a jilted lover thought it too accurate and lashed out. Nicely done. Works like a charm, doesn't it?